Hey everyone, welcome back to another video, and this one is on my recent visit to Bedford where I did a track day run by MSV and sponsored by Burton Power. So the original plan for the video was to do a full day's experience style video from start to finish, but essentially on the day I got caught up in the moment and forgot to film a few bits, so there may be the odd gap here and there. But having said that, yeah, plenty of track footage, my thoughts on the R400, how it performed, and just the day in general. Yeah, so with that, let's get to it. This is the night before the track day, so just last check of all the bits I'm taking, making sure I've got everything. So I've got to pack the car. Yeah, it's surprising how much you can get a Caterham. Obviously the boot's small, but I have got the empty passenger seat, so some stuff will obviously go on there. And this time it's going to be a bit easier because I am not taking the screen and full doors. I'm going to travel with my half doors on and aero screen on. So in my previous track days, they had to squeeze in the passenger seat, but not this time because the weather is going to be nice and dry. So yeah, what have we got? We've got jerry cans for some fuel, coolant, toolkit, torque wrench, tyre pressure gauge, some spanners, cable ties, and my cat, just in case I need to put it back on because the decat is on at the moment. Yeah, so if I fail the noise check, that's there ready to go. But I've also got a decibel slayer wrapped up in that bubble wrap. But yeah, time is ticking and I need to get packed up. So yeah, let's get this started. And here we go, job done, all packed. Look, plenty of room. And as we can see here, the jerry cans, perfect fit for the Caterham footwell. It's like they're made to measure. But yeah, early start tomorrow, 6 AM, I'm leaving. Yeah, should be a good day, looking forward to it. So yeah, with that, I'll sign off and catch you at the track. Prior to any track action, the day started with driver sign-on, briefing, and then a static noise test where my car read 94 decibels against the 101 limit. These clips were all from the morning session, and despite what I say later on, I really did struggle with my ZZR tyres. I think they were either old or just heat cycled, but they were definitely past their best. And unfortunately the tyres got the better of me and I ran out of grip and talent, which resulted in a spin off track. Everyone, it is half time at Bedford. That's why the pit lane is very quiet at the moment. And here is my car. And so far it is performing quite well. These tyres, once they're up to temperature, they actually are quite grippy, and you can see all the stuff they've been picking up off track. And let's go around here. And yeah, the car is a bit dusty. I did have a bit of a off-track incident earlier today. Fortunately, yeah, no damage, only to my pride and my ego. But yeah, the car is doing really well at the moment. Obviously, compared to my old car, it's a lot faster on the straights. Yeah, I go like 120, 130, I think, on the biggest straight. And then, yeah, around the corners with these Avon ZZRs, yeah, really grippy once they're up to temperature. But outside of that, the nitro suspension, yeah, I started on the softest setting, and yeah, it was like all over the place. But the dial at the bottom here, you just turn it up, and at the moment on setting number 2, so just make it a bit firmer. And yeah, it's surprising how different it is. So yeah, plan for the afternoon is just to, you know, crank up a bit more, setting 4 out of 5, get a bit stiffer, and yeah, and see how it goes. But yeah, so far so good, really enjoying the track day. Loads of Caterhams here. Yeah, all right, catch you later. This is a lap from the afternoon session, so I'm not breaking any records here, but it is useful for me to see where I can tighten up my lines and braking points. The overlaid track data is via a Dragy Pro GPS lap timer. This was really easy to set up and use, and I'll be doing a walkthrough video on this in the near future. So Bedford done and dusted. It is 4:30, leaving a bit early because I spun in my last session and I don't want to push my luck. But yeah, car performed really well, really happy. And in terms of trying to just get to grips with the track, I thought I knew what the layout was before I came here because I spent quite a bit of time on YouTube watching various videos on it. But when you're here driving, it's completely different. And you know what I thought was wide was actually quite narrow, and there's no defining features on the track. It's all quite flat, so you know, trying to remember where you are on the circuit is a bit difficult. But yeah, by the end of the day, I think I did get to grips with it, and yeah, it was really good. But yeah, the car was really good. Noise was fine. I think I definitely over panicked there in terms of tripping drive-by limits. So no black flags, all good. And yeah, oil temperature is fine, coolant's fine, and everything is fine apart from my driving where I spun 3 times. But at least that shows I was pushing it. But yeah, I've got about an hour and a half drive home. So yeah, let's get cracking and yeah, catch you later. It's been a couple of days now since the track day at Bedford, and yeah, I've had some time to think about the day. So just a quick outro and my final thoughts. So a few surprising things that I learned about the car. One being that the fuel consumption was actually better than I thought it would be. I brought 20 litres of fuel with me on the day in jerry cans, and obviously I arrived with a full tank of fuel. Yeah, and I was expecting to go through the 20 litres, you know, really quickly, but I think I only topped up with about 15 or 18. So that was surprising. And yeah, I don't think my temperamental fuel gauge helps, but yeah, no, fuel was fine. Etiquette on the day was really good by other drivers on track. It was my first open pit lane track day and my first with MSV. My previous 2 track days have been with the Caterham club. But yeah, generally, you know, I didn't really feel pressurised by, you know, faster cars that would come from behind. You know, everyone's patient. You just pull over to the side on the straight, and they just whiz by. But yeah, etiquette was really good, and traffic was not really an issue. Yeah, I really like the open pit lane format. The day just seemed less pressured and rushed, just because obviously you can go out when you want, come in when you want, and if there's a red flag, you know, you're not really losing that much track time because you've got the whole day. Compared to when you're doing a session, you've only got a 20-minute slot, and there's a red flag. You know, by the time you sort of slow lap in, come in, wait, go back out again, you know, half your slots or your session's gone. But yeah, open pit lane, I think for me is the way to go. The Nitron suspension, I didn't actually spend enough time tweaking that. I think I only changed the settings once or twice, and I think I got confused on how many settings there are. I thought mine only had 6 sort of settings for the adjustability, but yeah, someone else who has the same said there's about 20, so I definitely didn't rack up enough. So yeah, something for me to sort of think about for my next track day. Oil, I thought I'd go through quite a lot of oil, but yeah, generally that was fine. I topped up once, and I put about maybe 300 or 400 millilitres in, and I was checking every 2 to 3 sessions the oil level. But yeah, so I've heard that Duratec engines can go through 1 or 2 litres in a track day, so yeah, mine went through a lot less than that. But then I wasn't really thrashing the car at every opportunity. I wasn't taking it to 7,500 RPM every time, so yeah, maybe that was a factor. And noise, that was yeah, definitely not an issue for me as well. I think the static noise test for my car was 94 decibels, so well under the 101. And yeah, once I was on the track, I didn't even think about the drive-by limits. So yeah, all good on that front. And in regards to the car itself and driving it, yeah, definitely more challenging than my old Sigma-powered car. Yeah, and that's just due to the fact that this car's got more power. You're going to be arriving at the corners a lot quicker, so more focus on your braking points, and that the torque in this car, when you're sort of mid-corner, you're coming out, you've got to be really careful with the acceleration, because yeah, looking back at my track footage, so many times, I'm not sort of doing quick opposite locks to catch the rear just because I was too aggressive on the throttle. And yeah, the fact that I spun 3 times as well obviously goes to show that yeah, you just have to be really careful, because with my old car on the other 2 track days, didn't spin once, and then hardly ever sort of had to do any sort of corrections with the steering mid-corner. So yeah, it has made me sort of just be not wary, but just conscious that on the road I can't take liabilities with this car. But yeah, just a more challenging car to drive. But yeah, that was it. That's Bedford done and dusted. Really sort of enjoyed the circuit. Yeah, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks. See you, bye.